Good morning. Welcome to Reaper Suburban Homestead. I'm your boy Reaper. It's Friday morning. It is currently 57 degrees. The high today is supposed to be 78 and the low is supposed to be 59. There's a 10% chance of rain tonight. But it's not raining tonight. Right now. It's raining all day yesterday. We will check the garden, unflood the garden. I'm starting to stream in the garden. One of the young Reaper men is on the back of the patio getting his morning. And this morning started with some anime before class. Can't knock it, right? Whatever you gotta do. So we're gonna go ahead and let you know what the tea of the day is. We got some honey chai turmeric, overall health, and 2 vanilla spice, positive energy, supports energy and focus. I need that. I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. Need to go ahead and get that wake me up. Get a little caffeine in my system today. Just kind of look and see. I don't know what these are. I'm gonna have to hit these with the app when they started getting some true leaves. Just by looking at this, I don't know. Kind of want to guess a cucumber. Some been eating on it really well. Doesn't matter. I'm trying to live. No, I'm gonna go through and dump out all the water. We're gonna see what's what. It rained all day yesterday, so I'm pretty sure everything, all these trays that can hold water. Oh, let's turn this back upside down. Potato, my potato, worm bin, leaf mold, leaf mold. Oh, you know what? Before we get to doing that, you know what I'm saying? I got the barrel set up to catch some water. But did we catch him? Because it ain't like I come back out here and make sure this thing is actually lined up. It's just gonna have to get it how I live. Oh, it's filled. Eat food. Eat food. We'll put a little cap on that to keep the skeeters out of there. But that's full. 55 gallons of free water. So I think I put about 20 gallons in there just to make sure I had enough to use with the compost tea. Pretty soon, hopefully that'll be a thing of the past. Damn, look at all this water. This is how much rain we got. Now I need to, you know what? That's the next project. I need a rain gauge. Either I'm gonna buy a rain gauge or make one. I'm probably buy one. We're gonna see how that turns out. I don't know. But yeah, that's a good bit of rain. It rained all day. I guess that's the same thing as looking at this little cup. All my buckets filled up. Yeah, that's a great feeling, ain't it? Look at all this rain though. This is a one ounce. This is a 1 cup mason jar. That's pretty much 8 ounces of water. I don't know how you do the determination to figure out how many inches of rain that was, but let me go look at the sick baby. This one here has some aphids on it. I noticed it had aphids on it. Wasn't gonna sell it. Treated the aphids. We're gonna have to see how the plant doing. I'm thinking this is a broken stem. It's just growing down. That was discolored. Wasn't really. It's a bad solar panel. We're gonna see what this one gonna do. To let y'all know the successes and the losses, right? Not everything I have is disease free. Pest free. Pest free. Everything is disease free. So far as we've seen. Hell, y'all get to see. Because if it's something wrong, I'm gonna point it out. Look at that. Somebody come look at this. I don't like pine trees. Come on, come look at this. You run over there to the pile. Go on now. Go on. You hard headed. Ain't got no dirt himself. Too early in the morning. All right. Just getting rid of standing water. Damn, look how much standing water is in this tray. And we're going to see if we can get this out of here without tipping the whole tray over. Normally, I hate just pouring water out on the ground. I would love to have something to do with the water. But consider it rained all day yesterday. There's nothing that needs water anymore. Look at this. Watch somebody fell down and started growing toward the sun. That's what they do. You'll straighten back up in a day or so. Let's see if we can finish emptying this thing. Good morning. How you doing, cubs? Hope you're having a great morning. Hope you're outside enjoying the weather, getting ready for work if that's your thing, or you out in your garden. We just checking the garden. We had a lot of rain yesterday. If you're in the Jackson area, you know. So we're just checking everything. I'm emptying trays, checking plants. I did a little thinning of the squash, the leaves. You know what I'm saying? To try to keep the leaves Try to keep the leaves out the way so it don't shade out its neighbor. Look at that zucchini. That zucchini getting big. So pretty soon this leaf will be gone. Once it start to shade that plant. Let's see. I hate when the squash points down in the ground. It's a good chance something gonna start eating them. That squash ain't quite ready yet. What you doing over here? What is this, butternut squash? That looks pretty. Oh, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. Today is not raining. Yesterday we were playing Stardew Valley because it was raining because I garden digitally and in real life. But today ain't no rain, so we going out to the garden. Tomorrow I have a farmers market that I'm attending, so today I'll be spending some time getting stuff in for the farmers market ready, making sure my transplants are ready. Jeez, look at all that. You like gardening, man? Me too. Me too. Hope I can get you interested. It's easy. You ain't gotta grow nothing crazy. You don't have to grow a lot. You don't even have to grow a lot of things. Just grow one thing. You know what I'm saying? Every journey starts with that first step, right? You ain't gotta grow everything that you see here. I didn't start growing everything you see here. Started one thing at a time. Started with tomatoes. Not that I like tomatoes. Everybody grows tomatoes and there's a lot of information on them. Pay attention, son. Pay attention. Right. See, appreciate that, gang. I do have my worm bin in my compost teas. Since Game mentioned it, and I still have some available, you just go ahead and just take a look. See, I got my worm bins, all the white bins. I have the OG one and a couple smaller ones in that black tote with the silver top, with the yellow top. And whoa, didn't even step in that. This is I call it compost, but it's leaf mold. It's just leaves piled up along with food scraps. When I say food scrap, veggie scraps from the kitchen. So we cut up an onion, the scraps from the onion, tomatoes, potatoes, those type of things. Tea bags, coffee grounds, paper towels, paper towel tubes. Those things are all compostable. I can say combustible. They're all compostable. They all go in there. They go in there. And for here, I just let this sit for 8 months, 9 months. And the last 3 months, I quit feeding it. And then I just put all the food scraps in there. And then after a while, it turns from leaves and food scraps, as you can see around the side, mostly leaves, and it turns to the most. I put charcoal in here too. I make charcoal, so I put some charcoal in. But it turns into the most beautiful soil. It's really not soil, it's compost. It's an amendment you can add to your soil. Has some nutrients in it. It's fungally dominated. Fungus and bacteria run the world as far as the plant world. You got to make sure they straight to make sure your plant's straight. You feed the soil feed the plant. That's my goal. Feeding soil, one meal at a time, in a world where no one fed the soil. Yeah. I wanted to do this yesterday. I was like, I'm not finna come out of here and get wet just for this to fill up again in an hour. So they don't have to get how they live. I try not to baby the plants too much. I do. They are my babies, but at the same time, I'm a dad of boy. I'm a dad of 5 boys, so you want to get it how you live, right? So ain't gonna be no baby. Oh, look at Lucy. Let me get some Lucy footage in here. A few weeks ago, we pruned Lucy. Lucy was like over 8 feet tall. I had to bring her back a little bit. And what I was trying to do was promote growth to the outside. So I cut a branch right where a leaf was pointing out to stimulate growth outward. And looks like that worked. Oh, I'm happy. I'm dancing. And I can't dance. I'm happy. I'm happy. Now, here we just need some roots. I doubt they roots yet. So we ain't gonna bother that. Alright. Maybe come through. Squash and some stuff. Look, the queen say this tomato. Where was this tomato grown? I think it was out. I think this thing was. It was out in the blueberries, near the blueberries. It was growing right next to one of the blueberries. I mean, like right next to it. And I looked and I was like, that's a tomato. I pulled it up and threw it on the ground. She's like, give me that tomato. It's gonna grow. I said, go ahead, have at it. I don't know what kind of tomato it is. She doesn't either. But I told her if it's a sweet 100 tomato, those are hybrids. You don't know what that tomato gonna look like. You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't grow sweet 100 from their own seed because it's a hybrid plant, which means it could take on the genetic. It has both. It has the genetic of both plants, mom and dad. So if you plant the seed of a hybrid, like the sweet 100 is a hybrid, we bought the seed, we planted the seed, we grew the plant. If we grew the seeds that come from the tomatoes that we grow, it's not 100% that they're gonna look like cherry tomatoes. It could look like either one of the parents. Some little plant genetics for you. Some strawberries that I need to put in the ground. Some blackberries that I need to give away. Bruh, I think that might be the first giveaway on the stream. Might be some blackberries. You had to be local though. Because I have enough. I ain't trying to. This is going to be difficult. This container is like raggedy. It broke. So we want to set this down. I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand. The little container just going to give up the ghost on me. Have the leaves off. All right. That should be good enough. I'm all crooked. Ooh, I look good. I'm so ugly. I look good. Oh, let me quit. You might come see me. Y'all came to see the plants. All right, here we have some. I tagged everything and didn't tag these tomatoes. I mean potatoes. These are potatoes. The first bin you see is Norland red potatoes. The second bin is Yukon Gold. I think we lost a potato in each one of the bins from the last little frost we had. There was one right there. I think there was one right there. Cali vibes. Glad you dropped by. Appreciate y'all for coming out here and watch me garden this morning, seeing what's going on, seeing how I grow. I sure do. You know, some strawberries. Looking for some strawberries. My niece was in here looking yesterday. She ain't pulling nothing out of here, so nothing was ready. That's what it is. We got a couple of small. Yeah, that's right, because the oldest niece was like, "We got some green beers." That's not ready, Uncle. I said, "You right, baby girl. It's not ready. We got some berries though. And these got to get bigger. But the plants are looking well. They have not started to run yet, which I ain't complaining about. I don't really know when they run. I just know that they do. A lot of these things. I also want you guys to know I'm not a professional. Self-taught professional, right? So I'm all trial and error. Try and see what happens. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Got a million ways to say it. Here's the pollinator bed. The pollinator bed is just flowers. Flowers, some herbs. It's mostly herbs right now. And I plant these to attract bees and insects that fly around and pollinate flowers. My squash, cucumbers don't. Squash, zucchini, butternut squash, they need pollinator plants. I mean pollinators. They need bees to go in from one male flower to a female flower to transfer the pollen so we can have some squash. Because I've done it by hand before with a Q-tip. You know why I do that. All right, so we have some onion and some purple. Can y'all see the purple basil? Purple basil, some green basil. Now the basil that are in here are sweet Italian, purple, Genovese. I don't know. When I put them in the bed, I didn't put them in the bed to try to remember what they were. I just wanted them in here. Doesn't really matter. Here is some mint. Wait, I'm missing a mint. Oh no, I'm not. Just can't find it. This is orange. I think this is an orange mint. Yep, that's the orange mint. That's an apple mint. They be it's time to go ahead and start propagating them and make some little baby mints. We like a lot of mint. That's catnip, tarragon, Genovese basil, purple basil, sweet Italian basil, dill, marigolds. Now we bought some marigolds from a place, right? From a nursery. Most everything you see we grow from seeds. Some things we do not. Those mints, we pick those mints up. These marigolds, we picked them up. We're gonna have to put them in the ground. I guess we kind of debating on if we're gonna put them in here, front yard, where. I say here, but the queen runs all that for real though, right? I take care, but the queen makes the decision. If you know, you know. This is chocolate mint. Chocolate mint smell like thin mint cookies, Girl Scout cookies. I don't know what they call now. Probably called like Dosey Does or something. Not sure. But that's some marigolds. Here are some collards. I just picked this thing like Tuesday, Wednesday. Another week. And I need another one. And because I picked it, I opened up the light to let little bitty homie get some sun. Because these three were planted at the same time. This one here died back because of the Arctic blast, but then it came back up from the ground. The other two that were right here didn't. So there's some extra collard greens, garlic. Arctic blast killed half the garlic. So it's like 36, it's like 18, 19 now. Got some carrots. Carrots looking big. But don't get tricked. It's just the top. Ain't nothing down there just yet. Be a few months. Hopefully we stay cool long enough. Romaine lettuce. This is celery. I've never grown. Most of the stuff I've never grown before or grown successfully. But you know, nothing beats a failure but a try, like I said. The romaine's looking good. It's tasting good. It hadn't gotten hot yet, so it's not bitter. Yesterday, after my niece looked at the strawberry, she ran by and grabbed a piece of that collard green, snatched that thing off, ate it, and ran out there to the berry part of the yard. Thought that was the funniest thing in the world. Okay, Uncle. Ran off. Now here we got salad bowl lettuce. Oregano. That oregano is beautiful. Look at the oregano. That's this. You know, it's in here now. Then we have some tomatoes. These are Rutgers mixed in with some Swiss chard. A couple of Swiss chard plants in here. And then on the other side, it is Roma tomatoes. And that's supposed to be kale. That's kale. That's kale. That's kale. This is kale. That doesn't really look like kale. I'm gonna be for real. You know what I'm saying? I've grown this variety of kale for a couple of years now. That don't really look like what it say it is. So it is possible I got that screwed up. And here's some broccoli that fell over from the storm. Get up. Stand up, boy. See what we got. Let's see what we got. Not too bad though. Considering we got all that rain, it's not looking that bad. It just really don't look like no. It don't look like no. I think I grew the same kind. Man, that taste is familiar, but I ain't kale taste. Mm. We'll see what it turned out to be. All right, salad bowl lettuce look beat up because of the rain. The tomatoes are looking good. I mean, we got some damage. This damage is caused by flea beetles. Sprayed everything with some neem oil. I'm gonna have to do it again since it rains. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'll probably do it Sunday, Monday. Got some broccoli. Don't know if we're gonna get broccoli. Like you see this right here? I think it's gonna end up being a flower, not a head of broccoli, because I think broccoli does better in this area in the fall. We planted it in the fall. You know, the weather said no, not this year. So we'll try it again. I just tried it in the spring since I had time. I don't really think I'm gonna be for real. In this bed, there's broccoli, 2 rows of Brussels sprouts, two different types of cabbage, 2 rows of cauliflower. I think the cabbage is gonna finish and the cauliflower may finish before it gets too hot or bugs kill it. I'm not so sure about the Brussels sprouts and the broccoli. They need a good 3, 4 months of cool weather. So we're gonna try them again, honestly, in the fall when it's cool. But we just kind of just looking. And all I'm doing when I'm looking is just seeing if something needs to be straightened up, any leaves that I may need to pop off because they're too far in the way of their neighbor. You want to make sure light can penetrate and you want to make sure there's airflow. Without airflow and all this water, and it's gonna start getting hot, that's humidity, that's temperature. It's a warm temperature. That's the breeding ground for mold, bacteria, diseases for plants. Like that's touching that, we ain't gonna let that ride. That's gonna have to go. That's pointing that way, you're gonna have to go. I just kind of do this every morning. Oh, this bed also has potatoes in it. Not because I grew potatoes in it, but because I compost in these beds when I'm not using them. And I put some potatoes in here from out of the house. I thought they were gonna compost, and they said, "Nah, we want them to grow." So hopefully I get the harvest. I'm gonna try my best. But that's all looking good. No complaints. Everything looking good. I'm actually surprised. I don't know why. I was expecting something more. We're gonna take these leaves though. We're gonna take these leaves. We're gonna take them over to our worm tower. Now this is This is just where you see, when I'm doing some cleaning, some pruning, I put everything in here. The worms that's in this bed, travel here, get the food, grab the food, they eat up. Like, oh man, it's good. Let me get up out of here. Now we're gonna head back to the crib. They going on out through the bed and they poop everywhere in the bed. It's called earthworm. It's called worm casting. If you've ever tried to buy them, you know how expensive they are. Make them for free. Buy your pound of worms from somebody's worm farm, and they're animals. They replicate on their own. Get in the proper environment, and the rest is history. Just feed them. All right, we're gonna check out the berry area. Ooh, that's hot. Oh, here's my compost too. I unplugged. I usually have an extension cord running from up there to an air pump so it can keep it aerated. And then this is just handfuls of worm compost. Worm compost in one bag, leaf mold or regular compost in the other bag. Add some molasses. Supposed to be 1 tablespoon to a gallon. I don't think I'm putting 10 tablespoons of molasses in here. I think I'm gonna get that right next week. All right, let's head on out here to the garden. We got a few more minutes to leave that water up here. We'll head out here, see what's what. So today, like I said, I have a farmer's market in the Jackson area tomorrow at 8 from 8 to 1. If you're in the area, swing by and holler at your boy. You ain't gotta buy nothing. You can just stop and say, hey, talk shop, talk garden. But so depending on how work goes, Um, I'll be out here getting ready for the farmer's market. Try to have everything packed and loaded up tonight and on back of the truck tonight. Let's see what we got here. Blueberries. That's where I found that tomato plant. Now right here, those 4 strawberries that y'all saw in the containers, we're gonna put them strawberries in there. Do strawberries and blueberries grow well together? I don't know. Probably not, truth be told, because blueberries like acidic soil, somewhere around five something. Strawberries, they are a berry, but probably closer to 6. But we're gonna see. I don't like the empty space. And plus the birds keep eating my damn strawberries. I'm trying to outpace the birds. I'll be for real. I'm trying to plant more strawberries than they can eat, as opposed to just putting a bird netting over the top of this. So that's how lazy I am. You understand what I'm saying to you? I would rather plant 50 to 80 strawberries and take care of them forever. Well, take care of them as opposed to build a structure to keep the birds out. To buy some netting and some other stuff. Let's see though. Not looking bad. Getting out some rando stuff. There's a few berries. These berries are actually hanging over the side, like strawberries are supposed to. No complaints though. I've never grown strawberries, so we gonna say. And the berries that do make it, they ain't the biggest ones, but they are decent size. And they're sweet. The ones I've eaten have been bigger than those. And they are sweet. So look at this. You know what I'm saying? This is upsetting. Birds usually only eat ripe fruit. Like they don't usually mess with it. Maybe they learn it. They probably learn what to eat, what not to eat. Here are the blackberries. Blackberries looking good. We got leaves, flowers. So we'll have berries pretty soon. I'm gonna let this one here grow in a container. I'm probably gonna find a bigger container for it, and these will stay in ground. And so this one here is. I'm not surprised to see this one propagate. This right here is a new growth. This came up from the ground this year. Blackberries propagate themselves via their roots. Strawberries don't. Mint does as well. So you get canes that come up from the bottom. This is this year's growth. And I didn't realize that had happened this much. I knew that had come out of the ground, which that's what I want this whole area to be filled up with blackberries. Of course, I'll keep them thin, but this has come from the ground. This is called a prima cane. This variety of blackberry doesn't fruit on prima cane. Prima means first. Well, prima cane is a first year cane. That's the first year cane. That's the first year cane. They flower and set fruit on flora canes, which is the second year cane. So we're gonna get fruit on all the ones with the flowers on it. All these new ones, we got to take care of these to get fruit from them next year. So then at the end of this season, the flora canes get cut out because they were already produced. They're not gonna produce again. Now they get cut out. The plant replenishes itself with prima canes or prima canes. It's really pronounced prima canes in the country, but they're looking pretty good. The two with tags I got from Lowe's. The two without tags I got from Mama Reaper. She has blackberries and she said it was getting out of control. So when we were down there one weekend, last summer, helped her out, brought some back home, and they live. And this is the first one that popped up outside of the bed. I wanted to kill it, I don't have the heart, and I have enough, so I don't want to keep it. I was hoping the yard guy cut it. Yeah, he ain't cut it. So we're gonna let it make it. All right, last thing we're gonna check this out are the grapes. Yes, I'm growing grapes. Um, will they make it? I don't know. Never done it. In this area, this part of the south, usually people grow muscadines. But muscadines don't require such a long cool period. But we're gonna see. I wish I knew the names of them, but I didn't document that because I'm a gardener. I think this is a red flame. I think that's a Reliance, and I think the other one is a Niagara. Could be wrong. And there's a mushroom. Don't know what kind, not even. But everything's looking good. I need to build trellises as well. I need to build trellises for these grapes. I want to add one more grape. Then I necessarily we also gonna plant some trees. Lucy lemon tree, she'll eventually be out here. Up on the back deck, can't really go up there. My son out there, I'm gonna protect his privacy. On the back deck, we have some pomegranates, 3 pomegranates. That's a lie. It's 5 pomegranates. 2 of them I'm gonna give away. 2 pineapple and 3 avocados. They're gonna all go down here. Now the pineapple probably won't go in the ground. They're kind of a tropical plant, and they like to be above 50 degrees all the time. Maybe in this final growing season, I throw it in the ground before it's supposed to give me a pineapple. They say it takes 3 years to get one pineapple from a pineapple plant. So that's. Oh, what am I selling tomorrow? Oh my bad. I ain't even been paying attention to the chat, bro. I just been walking and talking and looking. Um, same as last time, so that don't really mean nothing. So we're gonna have squash. We have chocolate mint, sweet Italian, purple, Genovese basil, um, Roma, sweet 100, Rutgers tomatoes. Um, Let me just walk back out here at the east. We're gonna have tarragon and broccoli and cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, cabbages, early golden acre cabbage, and Fairy's Dutch round cabbage. Called out the tomatoes, called out the squash. Oh, peppers. We're gonna add peppers this time. We're gonna have wait, y'all don't wanna see me now. Now y'all just look at something that looks better. We're gonna have banana peppers. Now we're gonna take these two. These are mixed color bell pepper. Don't know what color they're gonna be. We'll take those two, and then these are just California Wonder bell pepper. These are gonna be all green. We're gonna take these. Then we'll take those Tam jalapenos, which are jalapenos, just not as hot. I guess maybe next time we might do beets. I'm not sure about beets. I need to finish planting. Okay, I called out squash. We're gonna get that. And okay, I call out cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, tomatoes. Anything else? The kale is in here. Some of the kale is in here with the tomatoes, and there's some up on the back deck. Not bringing any lettuces. Probably should bring. Yes, I am. I am bringing these romaine. I'm bringing the romaine. They look beat up now, though. I don't know. We'll see. I wanted to bring those as well, and we'll bring the collards, chocolate mint, dill. We're bringing the dill, all the basils, and the catnip. That's that's what we're bringing. Is that everything? Yeah. What's up on the only other thing would be stuff that's on the patio, which would be more chocolate mint and some kale, and maybe one tomato, so some kale. But okay, yeah, that's what we're bringing tomorrow. That's what I'm selling tomorrow. All right, I think that's it. I'm proud. I'm happy. The garden didn't flood. Everything looking good. Everything looking well watered. I always got this thing so close to me. GG's in the chat. I appreciate everybody for showing up and stopping by. You don't understand how much this means to me. I appreciate it. And if I can, inspire you to grow something on your own, that's the point, right? You don't have to have a lot of space. I'll let you. I can help you with small stuff. Let me tell you this. I've grown lettuce. That romaine lettuce you saw. I've grown that tall romaine, that light green right there. I've grown romaine lettuce in one of these grape containers. That's just a grape tray container with the top cut off. I've grown sweet 100 tomatoes in there. You don't get a whole lot of tomatoes, but you get enough for one person if you're growing for yourself. So the bigger the container, the more light it gets, the bigger the plant gets, the more it produces. The smaller, the less. It doesn't mean it won't. It's just less. But anyway, let me stop ranting. Appreciate everybody for showing up. Let me make sure I'm straight on the sun. Yeah, there we go. Appreciate everybody for showing up. Now you know how this goes, right? Create more than you consume. And you don't have to suck at this because I do. Y'all have a good one, all right? Peace.